Some of the most vicious rallies tend to occur within the context of bear markets, or at least choppy markets. And what we are looking at here right now from a sort of seasonality perspective, from a news flow perspective, we're looking at a point in time where we could see a lot of things come together. So what I quickly lay out is a couple of names that we're looking at right now where we could really see some upside from a trading perspective. And I do want to make clear that these are trading calls as opposed to investment positions just yet. So first of all, let's kind of lay the broader picture. And I always like to bring this up, and I always say it's an oversimplification, but it is notable to point out. You know, from a seasonal perspective, the risk assets, I'm going to look at the S&P here for that, do tend to see some sort of a bounce that lasts a month and a half, a couple months or so, starting at some point in the second half of March, which is exactly kind of where we are right now, which is not so coincidental, not so weird, because it does coincide with a Fed meeting usually, which we have, of course, this week. It does coincide with institutional investors kind of making up their mind after a couple months of kind of waiting it out. This year we have the seasonality tailwind here for a potential oversold bounce, a bear market rally. We have potential sort of buy the news kind of event after the Fed, potential maybe, hopefully, some better news out of the war, et cetera, et cetera. And so this brings us to a few stocks that we've got circled here that are really beaten up, and we actually do like some of those from a long term, but right now this is really a trading call. So you look at things like Square, and you know, we've had this stock no longer bullish since November of last year. The market Rover did a great job. The stock is down since then about 60%. So something like Square, something like PayPal, even something like Roblox, we've been very clear on this. Don't own them for a while now, for several months now actually, because they just really weren't performing. And in fact, the market Rover had them bears, as you can see. So another great reason to use the trend following tool like the market Rover. But if we go a little bit deeper and we just kind of give you a look at some of these names in absolute terms, just on the chart, and I'm going to make this a weekly chart for perspective, then you can see something like Square, which is coming into or is actually into a major support. That you can do all sorts of analysis on this without making it too cryptic. But even if you look at simple Fibonacci retracement levels, we're at a point, 61.8% retracement, a lot of support. A stock like Square is off, 70% actually, from peak to trough so far. Interesting for a bounce. Again, I talk about a bounce, and if any marginal good news here that gets the algorithms, the animal spirits waking, could see a stock like this easily rally. I'm not saying it will, but a 30% rally is nothing compared for like specifically for Square. You go take another look at something like I'm going to go into PayPal here, and I'm going to just quickly show you this one here. Again, you have a lot of support. The stock is off. I think it dropped also almost 70%. Yeah, 70% peak to trough so far. So, you know, that's an interesting name as well. Roblox, which, you know, this is a name, meme stock, all that kind of stuff. I actually think this company has a great future ahead. But this stock is well below its IPO price. You can see, if you, and again, I'm talking about trading moves here from a momentum perspective. If that's what you want to use, which is a pretty good way of using analysis here, you can see some positive divergence in the MACD versus price. Roblox, just so you know, this stock has dropped 75%. So again, from a trading perspective, and I say trading, not yet investing, I think these are candidates. There's a ton more, but I thought I'd give you three that we're looking at: PayPal, Square, and Roblox. The ticker symbols are PYPL for PayPal, Square, SQ, and RBLX is for Roblox here on the screen. So again, a trading fall for right now. We do like, I think, actually, in this case, all three companies from an investment perspective as well, but this is really right now more of a call for an oversold bounce. Three names we're looking at. And, you know, if you want to look at this in the bigger picture, you know, we're still thinking a very choppy market here for quite frankly, probably for years to come. But there is a trade that's beginning to set up here, and I call this the trade of the decade 2.0. Some of you guys might remember our trade of the decade call in 2019, 2020. Unbelievably profitable. but we're actually setting up for 2.0 with that. I'm going to do a special webinar this Saturday, March 19th. You guys will see a link coming up soon for that, so be on the lookout. Turn of the Decade 2.0. We're very excited. We think the trade is setting up right now. We'll do a special webinar again March 19th. That's this Saturday. Look out for the email invite in your inbox soon. Take care.